In this video, hopefully we're gonna get our 1968 520 Datsun pickup truck yard driving. Before we do that, I need to discuss the options of fixing our cracked block. I also want to talk about why I didn't paint the frame and stuff before I set the engine and transmission in there. Many of you have asked that question. We got another parts truck. So we'll be dabbling in a little bit of everything in this video. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you're new to the channel, my block has a crack from the freeze plug opening right here, traveling down this way about an inch long to here. One option is welding. I could braze it with a torch. I could do nickel rod with an arc welder. I could TIG weld with nickel, or I could braze with the TIG welder. Another option is called cast iron stitching. What you do is drill a series of holes, you tap the holes out, you screw pins into them. The tops of the pins break off, and then you'll overlap the pins, and that will seal up the crack. Third option, I would consider just a temporary fix. You could JB weld it, put some sealer or something on it or over it or in the radiator. Not really leaning that direction. I can't tell you what method I'm going to use just yet because I haven't decided. But I will tell you this, I'm going to be driving this truck. I'm going to fix all the mechanical things on it, lights, gauges, brakes, and drive it around before I repair that leak. As you know, if you've been following along on this truck, I did try to save some money and took a few shortcuts. I did quite a bit of gambling, but this engine is 55 years old and I did anticipate that I would have some kind of an issue. And that is ultimately the reason I did not spend the time to clean and paint the frame up. This engine will have to come back out, or the body will have to be removed from the truck in order to fix that crack. Also, I have plans of painting this truck, and if I do that, the body's gonna have to come off. The engine and transmission at that point could be removed in just minutes. That's when I can paint the frame up. So I'm backtracking a little bit, but that was the plan all along. That's why I didn't clean and paint up the frame, guys. Now, we can't yard drive without a shifter. Let's see if we can slip it in through the bottom. We're also gonna need a propeller shaft, commonly referred to as a drive shaft. There she goes. The U-joints feel surprisingly nice and smooth. We're gonna need a new clutch slave cylinder, and I got a new hose. When you adjust this right here, this is a lock nut, you turn it loose, you spin this in until this is collapsed. When it's collapsed like that, back off of it just a little bit, and that's how it's supposed to be set. So it'll look like that when you start off. Two holes, one right here and one right here. I think they mean for a spring to be here. I don't think it's necessary though. We're gonna need a new master cylinder and line. I don't have to take this off, but I'm taking it off so I can get to these nuts with a socket because they're wanting to round off with a wrench. I still gotta use a wrench. This bottom nut should come off easier. Let me demonstrate. I was right. Still have to unhook it inside, but it's stuck on there on the firewall. But not anymore. I went inside the truck and removed the pin. That's all that holds the rod to the pedal. This is interesting. I thought this was a gasket, but it's actually metal. That's a little strange. The firewall seems thick enough to support the master cylinder.
Maybe somebody will appreciate me getting this shot.
This is the line off my other truck. I'm gonna copy that and put new fittings on the end of this copper brake line that I bought. Yes, it is brake line, it's not for plumbing. That's the advantage to this kind of line. It's soft and easy to bend around. So I like it much better, and I've never had any trouble out of it. Now we'll flare it. Please do not forget to put your fitting on. Everyone who has made a brake line has forgotten at one time or another to put their fitting on, and that is frustrating. Our little flare tool, and I got it sticking up a little bit. I'm not sure the exact measurement. You're supposed to have it sticking up. I'm making a double flare for brake lines, so this little piece has to go on here, this little die. I think hydraulic flare tools now are affordable. They weren't back in the day when I was doing it, but they are now, I think. And it would be nice to have one. And we'll just crank her down. Doing that actually makes a little bubble flare. Here's a close-up of the bubble flare. Now what'll happen is we'll put the tool back on and it'll press the inside on top of what we already have. It makes a double flare. It's like a double surface where the joint is. You don't want to overdo it on this copper line, you'll crush it real good. Fairly close, I'll throw it on, make some adjustments, and we'll be good to go. Our line does not look too bad. Some .3. Let's see if we can bleed it out. Oh yeah. That should do it. Now to see if we have a clutch pedal. And I think we do. We can see if it works before we start it. I'll shift it into gear. That's first. Now it shouldn't roll, and it doesn't. Now I'll press the clutch, and we're rolling. So, good shape. Throttle linkage all ready to go. We've got big holes, so we're gonna need a floorboard. That should do. Fits good. All we need now is a seat, and the problem is the seat is not here. My father is a master seamstress, and he is helping me to reupholster the seat. Here's a sneak preview of how far we got on it so far. But if we are to take a rip, we need a seat now. Do not fret. Remember, I said we got a parts truck, and guess what it has inside of it? This will do just fine, and for some reason the bolts are loose, so I won't even need any tools to take it out. I also just noticed something. Check this out. It has the original dome light. That is absolutely awesome. Check that out. Wow. Has a Datsun radio. That's pretty cool. cracked up padded dash, and that's because it's a 521, not a 520. It's a safety feature, so if you banged your head against the dash, you wouldn't crack it open. Tailgate's a little rough, but no doubt repairable. This bedside's not looking too great, nor are the rockers or fenders, but the doors are actually in good shape, believe it or not. Decent front end, nice custom bumper, has both Datsun mirrors. The frame is actually very solid, other than one hole. She's equipped with an L16 engine mounted to a 4-speed manual transmission. One thing I regret is not using an L-series engine in my truck. I did not know any better at the time, but parts for the L-series engines are much more readily available. One thing a human might be tempted to ask is if I would sell this part or that part off of this truck. The answer is no. Now let's get the seat out. This seat's a little gross, so I fashioned a nice seat cover. Low tire pressure should make great brakes for this first yard rip. Let's get her warmed up first. Oh, she's moving. I'm quite pleased so far. Oh, I forget we got no brakes other than some flat tires, which first rip. Boy, she's smooth. I like it. So far, so good. Look at this thing. Just a putting along. First gear. I want to see if we got all 4 gears. Second, we got 2 gears. Boy, this is a nice rig right here. Nice rig. Transmission is slick, slicker than a button. The transmission, I said, is slicker than a button. This is really nice. Take a little ride here around his house. A big old tree right there. Man, she's a ripper. This is nice. Should we go down the driveway? Let's see, we got good oil pressure. Third. Fourth gear going down my drive. Ah! Oh, I thought the speedometer working. It doesn't. Fourth gear going down the driveway. Doesn't get much better than that. Third. Our flat tire brakes aren't working the best, but we got engine braking, especially with all the compression we have on this thing. I like the simplicity of this engine. I just wish it was a little better engineered, and parts were a little more readily available. Other than that, I like the engine. It's not bad at all. Plenty of power in this old truck. This thing has plenty of power. All you would ever need. Oh, I forgot about our camper top. Is it falling off? Better take a peek. No, it's good. And there's a junk boat, which, by the way, You guys want to work on a boat for a little while? Because I'm wanting to go fishing. That thing needs to get ready to go fishing. Could we take a break from the truck just a little while, just a short time, so that I could work on that boat? I really want to go fishing. Let me know what you think about that. I'm here to please, you know that. I don't dare go down the road in this pile with no real brakes. You hear what I said? I said no real brakes. It don't get much better than this, boys and girls. This is a cruiser. You know, if I die today after driving this truck, I will have fulfilled all of my life dreams. Now that this truck is running, it's over with. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this. If I continue to live, we'll do the body work to it, fix the cracked block, and maybe take her camping one day if we get the camping set up, rigged. As for now, I'm just enjoying the moment, and I'm sure you are too. Many of you probably doubted the Benny and said, that pile won't never run, you're taking too many shortcuts, blah, blah, blah. Well, you were wrong. You were wrong. She's running great. Very satisfied. Good oil pressure. Nice, cool running engine with that big radiator on there. Look, there's another truck right there. Kablam, watch this. I smacked her. And look how it gets down low. And it won't stall. Not this truck, not this kind of truck. It ain't gonna stall. Wonder if the horn works. No, it don't work. The 1968 520 Datsun is yard driving. I am the one and only infamous Kentucky Yankee without a doubt. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.